Hi, today we're going to look at three artworks, and each of them has a connection to photography, and we're going to talk a little bit about the role of photography in artwork beyond just a photograph. So I'm standing next to Doug Berg's Door Leaning. This is a photograph from 1981, what we would consider a traditional photograph. It's a gelatin silver print, which meant he worked in the darkroom to create this, a pre-digital photograph. If we described what we saw in this photograph, it would take an extraordinary poet, I think, to make this sound interesting. It's a door leaning up against a brick wall in a dark space. And I'm not sure what else you can say about it. But when you look at it, you can see what's really special about it. That single light source, which is somewhere over here and reflecting on the bricks, reflecting on particularly this portion of the door, gives us such a dramatic sense of light, such a feeling of texture, of excitement even, just from a simple wood door frame and brick. He's managed to use value in such a way that our eyes are literally bouncing off of this relatively modest print. We would all agree this is a realistic photograph, but I also know that Doug's sense of color and value is uncanny. He would have rigorously worked to make every little bit of light and dark just as he wanted it. So as realistic as it might be, we also know that the setting probably didn't look exactly like this, and for added drama he made it black and white. So our next artwork is not a photograph. This is a charcoal drawing by Barbara Fetteler. This is from 2019, and it's a scene that she drew based on a photograph that she took from Effigy Mounds, which is located in northeast Iowa. It's a place that she is both aesthetically and emotionally attached to. She visits Effigy Mounds over and over again. It's a passion for her. And it's that passion and that sense of wonder and beauty that she wants to put into her drawings. But she begins with photography because she wants it based on the reality of Effigy Mounds. But she doesn't just stop with the photograph because she wants to make sure that the drawing emotes what she wants it to emote. So she takes out many of the details. No doubt from her original photograph, the branches that we see that are jutting out into the foreground were slightly different. She's probably modified those just to make it a little bit more dramatic, to make each of these different sections of the drawing a little clearer. And perhaps there was, she tries to rule out any sense of sky. She wants you to just focus on the black and the white, the soft, the tranquility, the harmony. And if she limited herself to just presenting a photograph, that would be lost because we would be looking at something that we just see as true, as real. She wants something much more poetic, and she's able to do that because she's so skilled at using charcoal as drawing. And now we're looking at our third artwork, also based on a photograph. This is a painting by John Gordon, just titled Interior Number 2. It's an interior. And if any of you have ever tried taking a photograph when you're inside, there's a relatively dark setting, but there's bright light outside, you know that what you think you're going to get is not what you are going to end up with. The contrast, because of the camera, is really going to expand greatly. Cameras like light, and so they will heighten the lights and darken the darks. So he's used that to effect. If he were standing in this space painting it, no doubt this area down here where there is essentially no detail would be full of detail. We would see whatever furniture or other wall paint colors or whatever might be on the floor. We would see those details if he were in that space. But because he worked from a photograph, which expanded that contrast, we see this space out the window, these bright whites of the house outside. And we see this little space up here shining where you see the sky. And even to a certain degree, the center of the painting where you see No detail within that frame, you just see light. It is because he worked from photography that he ends up with this kind of a painting, which is of course what he wanted. He wanted something that was dramatic, not just an interior shot of what might be inside a house and what might be out a window, but something that is full of lights and contrast and drama.